I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry, such a weird intro. Hope you all enjoyed that weird album. I played it a couple times before. It's from Pilot Red Sun. I was just like, oh, I'm once again cycling through my playlist a little bit because I'm like, I want certain moods. I've been organizing it, and so the mood was like weird. I was just like, okay, today I feel weird. I've been feeling weird for a while, actually. I've been feeling very active, let's say. So it's kind of crazy. But also because it's I've had so many things to plan all at once. So again, for those of you who don't know, elections are starting to pick up in various places around Canada. So it's like wherever you are, you might have an election that's like ready for your province and then ready for your city. So I've been planning the route for that because I want to go before the day of. Because the one time I went to vote on the day of, it was torture. Early voting is the best type of voting. Hello, mod. Are you gonna go vote? You're not at any job, so you're not a jobber. You're not a jobber. That's good. I'm gonna give you a different type of background music here. Sorry. So you're not a jobber, and again, is it jobber or a gobber? I'm pretty sure it's like gobber, Virgin mod. But I learned that from my boss, who was Australian, and my coworker. My coworker, he was like, "Hey, I was watching a soccer game, and they kept talking about jobber or about this guy's a gobber, and then but he was like Australian, right? And so he asked my Australian boss, and he was like, does it mean blowjob?" And then the boss was like, "Yeah." Anyways, that's why today's a bit weird. I've been kind of crazy into the programming side of things, not in the sense of like I've been good at it, but I've been having fun going through and exploring it. So for those of you who don't know, I've been gone for 3 days, and I promised programming. So we're actually going to program a game. The game we're going to program. What is that emote? Oh, have you ever seen the Tree Lord or the Grass Lord? What the fuck is this? Look at the Grass Lord. Snow Jobber. Okay, so Snow Jobber, that's the term. Okay. Let me update you on all the game stuff. Okay, so we're for sure going to do the pinball thing, but we're going to use the sandbox. Okay. What is Brat Chat? What is that? Oh my god, it is like the Brat thing. Oh, that's amazing. Brat Chat. Wait, that's a great emote. We're for sure gonna use Sandbox. The reason why is because it's actually kind of nice to use. I do enjoy it. Okay, I like the twist, but I don't like the head thing. The head thing really bothers me. It's just the way that it moves. It's like way too organic for me. Like the GIF is too smooth. But what we're going to be doing is making the pinball game within Sandbox, because I was thinking to myself, it's probably easier to allow you guys to play the game in Sandbox than anywhere else, right? Otherwise, you'd have to download a different game. You have to like there. I'm kind of curious to see how good the platform is as a whole, and see how useful it is as an entire system. What? There's a Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory. Okay, the Chewy one we know about. Remind you to go on the 27th mod. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna want to go beforehand. Go to an early voting station. Bring one ID if you have a driver's license. If you don't have a driver's license, bring your health card plus some mail that has your address. Because you have to have at least your ID that shows a photo of you and your date of birth and stuff like that, okay? And then you need another one that shows your address. Your driver's license has both, but if you don't have the driver's license, the health card doesn't show your address, so you need a second one, okay? But do it early because you understand. The line is intense. We're in the middle of winter. If there's a snowstorm on that day, you're going to die. Like you might honestly going early is 100% worth it. How about we all go early? Wait, no. You know my... Sorry. She's in a whole different district. Actually, my district is at war with hers. So, because her district is taking all the money from my district. So, thanks a lot, mod. But the one near you is only on the day of. Really? That's the only one? Damn, your district sucks. Maybe, okay, to be fair, I don't think many people live in your district, so it should be okay. Oh, that's a cute emote, Nagi. Noted. Noted. Bring your driver's license. But yeah, it's I always say vote early because on the day of, the lines are very annoying. I would even wait, see if you can vote by mail. If you can vote by mail, but you have to send it in now. If you don't send it in now, it's going to be too late. If you do by mail, it's the easiest, but you pay a little bit for the postage. It's like what 5 cents or something, or however, 50 cents. But the key is that you have to do it now, immediately. Vote for me. Vote by female. Haha, female joke. Anyway, sorry, the sandbox thing. So we're gonna be doing the pinball game first. Snow Job, I'm actually decided on having it within sandbox because I kind of want to see how easy it is to get a social gathering going within sandbox. Because VR chat, I was thinking of making it a VR chat world at first, right? But it feels a bit limited the way that you can do things. Whereas with sandbox, I already know that it works well, and the physics works very well because it's the same engine as Half-Life Alyx. It's literally the same branch as Half-Life Alyx, apparently. So, as far as I know, the physics should be very accurate, and it might even be easy to sync over network. But I have no clue. So it's a good test to see if it's even possible. Because on you trying it out in a VR chat world that I was playing around with that I made, the physics isn't very good. So it's kind of hard to figure out how to make things work. So I'm hoping that Sandbox solves all of our issues, and I'm already this deep in learning it, so I might as well just use it all the way. So yeah, we're gonna be using Sandbox for a lot of the games that we're making. Interestingly, I actually caught up on the news recently of it, and I'll get into it once we get into it because it's been a while. But there's been a lot of interesting new developments and features in this stuff, right? As well, whatchamacallit, for the schedule, sorry, I messed up on Saturday. There's no programming. So on Saturday, I think we're just playing Fortnite in the morning. And then we're going to the Richie's after. Because on Fortnite, we're doing Fortnite with the other streamers. And then at some point, what day did we decide? On March 1st, we're going to be playing the headliners too. So this Saturday and next Saturday, there's no programming. Basically, Saturdays, pretend like I don't program, right? Hello, chat. First Canon. What's a First Canon? Did I say that? First Canon by Mac Waffle. What is this British hip hop? What is this? Let's just listen to this. Have we found the next Grammy Award winning artist? It means fart cannon in German. You know what's crazy? Kranken means sick. Haus means house, right? So if you want to go to the hospital in German, you say the Krankenhaus, the Krankenhausen. And I'm pretty sure if you want to say that I'm sick, you would say ich kranken. Wait, you don't know about no song? Okay, well this is the first thing that I saw when I googled it. Who is Mac Waffle then? Why'd you make me watch this? Mac Waffle? Who is this? I'm not watching this. Back to the good ambient music-ish. It's not really ambient. It's kind of heavy, actually. As well, I posted within the Discord. We've gotten paid. I can't really tell you how much, and I totally wouldn't tell you otherwise. But what's funny is that I set up the wrong bank account information, so that money was lost within the U.S. financial system for a bit, which was a little scary because I just didn't think about the fact that like to move it from the U.S. to Canada, it requires like a whole process because it's not Canadian money. And I forgot about that. So I used an American routing number with my Canadian bank number, and it's still in limbo. I have no fucking clue. But apparently it's coming back. So I see it. I see the full amount again. So yeah, the money has not been lost. So thank you all for giving me money. Again, I can make six figures at any time. I just choose to take my time to find a good job because of the last contract. The last contract actually soured me. What other updates were there? Oh, there's a bunch of games that updated. Today we're going to be playing Fly Nights After as well, which is a game that I posted last time that I really, really wanted to play for a long time. And actually, I had it in my library since it launched, but I forgot to play it. What else happened? I don't know what else happened. I don't know. I feel like I've been in a fever dream, really. I've just been kind of doing my own thing for a while. I've just been kind of like disconnected, just programming and playing games and hanging out with my friends. I will say this, I'm addicted again to League of Legends, which is bad. So at the birthday party for my friend, we were talking about, what if we just play League again? And I wasn't even the first one who brought it up. It was my buddy, and it was like the three of us who were the main players. And so he brought it up, and then he like I think he psyoped us. I'm pretty sure he psyoped us because both me and our other friend, we both played for like hours by ourselves, and then we played in a threesome, and it was crazy. It was such a, it was like, it was awful because I died 10 times. I forgot, like, the game is actually hard now, and the builds that I used to know are bad now. So apparently now the build system is very dynamic, aka build tank. But I didn't know that, so I died like 10 times. We still won every game somehow. But yeah, it's been very addicting. We also got addicted to TFT. I think we played for like 8 hours one day, all of us. That was bad. I think collectively we all lost eight hours of our lives. I didn't join them last time because I was very worried about that. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting to get re-addicted to games again. Usually I don't like to get addicted to games because I usually like to, play with my own things. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. What's funny is that another friend of ours who is in Vancouver, who we don't get to see anymore because he moved from our city to Vancouver. Thanks, man. He got addicted to it again too. Like, but he never shows up to play anything unless it's TFT. And I'm like, how are we all addicted to the same game? So basically, all of our lives are ruined again. And it took me so long to kick the addiction, and now we're back. The mod, the mod is a monster in that game. She always says, "I'm losing," and then next thing you know, she wins. She always gets like first and second place. I've only ever seen her get eighth like twice out of like maybe 12 games. She's a monster. Classic. Oh, absolute classic. The mod is a monster in general. Probably. I mean, she's a black belt in wait, mod, you're a black belt in Taekwondo, right? She can kick her asses. I'm actually afraid to fight her. Or if she ever gets if she ever gets mad at me, I'll apologize, even if I'm right, because I don't want to die. Like she could kick me and my head might fly off. I learned my lesson, and I'm aware of my place in the world. You know how some people are, like the dude who like did the alpha male study mistook the wolves. That's because what he should have been looking at was human society. There, you see the true alphas and the betas. To you, I'm an alpha. To the mod, I'm a beta because I'm terrified of getting like kicked in the face. Anyways, today is going to be a fun day. We're going to be again programming some things and playing some games. It's going to be a split in terms of time. I don't know how long for each segment. I don't want to go super long because my brain's going to go to mush. But at the same time, the coffee hasn't hit me yet, and the coffee should hit in about 20 minutes, like half an hour. Beta cuck. Oh, as well, the YouTube streams are dead because I couldn't get the plugin to like the plugin that I was using. I'm too lazy to download it and set it up again because there was a few settings that I had to do. B, I was too annoyed of the manual having to go to the page to set up the like live stream info. YouTube system is stupid, and I don't want to update my system, my personal dashboard for it because I'm lazy to keep up to date with all their API changes. So the YouTube streams are dead. It's also better too because YouTube commenters are weird. So here, do you want to see some of the comments? You want to see some of the comments? I think it's fine to show this. Oh yeah. Also today is Legacy of Frisia. Shit, I forgot. Hold up. Wait. Before I show the comments, very important. Very important. How do I show this? What's like safe to show? So for those of you who don't know or who don't play Path of Exile, there's actually 2 games. Yeah, this may surprise you. There are 2 games in Path of Exile. One is Path of Exile 1, one is Path of Exile 2. Wow, shocker. Path of Exile 2 is still going strong. Path of Exile 1 had no updates. Today is the launch of the Legacy of Frisia League, which is sort of their idea of seasons or just a rotating set of content, right? It's been a mainstay of the game and really of the genre since Diablo 2. Path of Exile perfected it. The key differences are that the Atlas map is gone, it's now idols. And there's like 19 new ascendancies, and all these ascendancies, aka your classes, basically, are like the shit that they threw away. So there's a lot of like weird things that they play with. It's releasing today, and I'm actually very excited because I'll be playing it after stream by myself. But if you're playing it, please let me know so we can add each other and play. Ooh, do you want to play with me? Ooh, I'm gonna be a surfcaster. I don't care about you, but I want to play with a fishing rod. It sounds stupid. The surfcaster is all about the fishing rod, and I really want to try the fishing rod because fishing rods usually suck except for spells which scale differently. So maybe it's good, but I really want to try a fishing build. But yeah, so basically, I'm gonna run out of time for everything. This is gonna be a very addictive thing for me to play. Getting through the campaign is a good like 3-4 hours worth of work, just because I'm not good at it. I know some people can beat it in like 2 hours or something, or like an hour. I don't know how, but I'm not very good at it. So presumably, I'm gonna go slower at 3 to 4 hours, which is my usual time to go through the whole campaign. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. And what's crazy is that it's releasing today. So I've been waiting for this a while. Again, if you're playing Path of Exile 1, please let me know. It's free to play. It's free to play, and if they get more numbers, hopefully they extend the league, because it seems like a pretty fun league, honestly. It seems like a bunch of broken stuff. The best part too is that, and probably the worst part too, is that it's unlike Path of Exile 2. If you didn't like Path of Exile 2 for whatever reason, you actually might enjoy Path of Exile 1 more. The vibe of Path of Exile 1 is much more akin to the old school style games like Torchlight and Diablo 2. It's a lot better. But yeah, I'll be a surfcaster this time, just fishing away. Anyways, here's the comments. Let's see. There was one comment that was very funny. So remember that game that I played about digging a hole? Don Visto, 5 days ago. I would love to dig your holes. So yeah, that's why I don't that's why I don't stream on YouTube anymore. That's why I don't stream. Look, I can't even show you this. Okay, good. It's all gone now. But yeah, people on YouTube are kind of funny. Well, they're both funny and strange. Like, but also people look at this. Your voice is very soothing. Oh god, your voice is very soothing. The laugh is actually contagious. Like what? When you gonna talk about my gameplay? Look at my hole. My hole is massive, man. I made a good hole. Why is everyone talking about my voice? I don't get it. Ah, so frustrating. You want to be known for something? Don't speak. You know, if I could go back in time, YouTube TSKRU. Yeah, actually though, actually though, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be known for my voice. I want to be known. I want to be known for my hole. I made a good hole, chat. I made a good hole. Never talk about the gameplay. I've got a new email. So for those of you who have tried to email me before, I have a new email. The old email still works until 2028, but I'm not going to renew it because what's the point? But also, what's crazy, I got that domain until 2028 for $40. You know what? How much this new domain cost me? $20 for like 5 years. It's crazy because no one uses this, okay? So if you want to email me now, nice voice break, streamer. You can email me at this email. Obviously, the website doesn't exist yet, so don't go to that website. I don't think it resolves anything, but I own the domain now, so I can take over anybody's site. If you see a website that's at this domain, let me know, because I can take them over. I can actually do a takeover by swapping the DNS records. So if you let me know, we can probably steal someone's site, which is funny. But yeah, it's that's my new email. If you want to contact me, you can go over there. Just email me. The names on the channels will be changing not tonight, but tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow morning I have to wake up early to go to the early voting station. Early voting station sounds weird. Early voting building. So it's gonna be like a whole thing. And tomorrow, there's a good chance that I'll be late coming to stream because I have no clue how long it takes. I'm just hoping that the line is short because last time I went, there was one person. Last time being last year, there was only one person when I went early. So hopefully it's fine. Nobody wanted licorice. Sad. Well, that's the best part, though, right? If you can get a .com domain for cheap, easy, right? Very easy. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. It was a good choice to change this name. What's funny is that I decided on this name before I saw the domain, right? So before I saw the domain, I decided on this name, and I was like, oh, perfect. Good bonus. I was going to go with like licorice.space or something, but no, it's a .com for cheap. You want to know how much? Here, look. We'll do a Cloudflare domains. You want to see how expensive these are? Warning, it's light mode. Warning, it's light mode. I don't know how to change it. My eyes hurt so much. Under attack? Is V-Sting less cheap? Yes, it's actually more expensive. I wish you said more expensive. Less cheap is the double... So, less cheap is the double negative of more expensive. Because less cheap is like less is less of something. Cheap is cheaper than something. Whereas like more is just more and expensive is more. Like the double negative is just funny to me. You forgot the word. That's fair. But yeah, I really do enjoy how Cloudflare says under attack, and you can actually click this. So if you're under attack, you can call the cyber emergency hotline, and you can get low latency DDoS protection ASAP. It's cheap too. No, not transfer, not transfer. Let's do search. You want to know how expensive a... Here, look. How about Hebisaurus.com? Wait, it's only $10. Heb, it's your chance. Buy it. Buy the domain now. Divide.com. Wait, you guys are cheap. Everyone here is cheap. Oh, look at this. Noggy.com is already... Wait, it's registered? What's the domain? Okay, my computer just downloaded a random file. I'm just kidding. What about okay. What? This is registered? What the fuck? Mod, what are you doing? Wait, I have to fire up the VM for this. Wait. Let me fire up the VM for this. We have to see this. This is why I have a Windows 10 VM. This is why I have a Windows 10 VM. I need to see why this is okay. But like, think about, I don't know, phone.com. What's like a good tea and water? I don't know. Stonebowlsoup.com. Okay, well, these are cheap. But anyways, usually these can get pretty expensive, right? Like, I've seen some that go for a fair amount. Like, if I go for Hachiko.com, I don't know. I wish there was a way to see the prices. I don't think Cloudflare like shows you the whatchamacallit, the because there's two different ways that you can do it. Those prices for 5 years, per year. So those are the prices per year. So 5 years, it'd be like 50. The key though is that Cloudflare doesn't probably show you what they auction for, because a lot of these are being auctioned off, and some sites will show you the auction price. So I'm pretty sure it would be higher if you look at the auction prices of the ones that are already there. Anyways, Mod, I'm gonna go to sweatystuff.com. Why do you have a website? What is this? What is this? Wait, Mod. This isn't you. The crazy part is that this isn't you, but what is this? Wait, it's not you, but like it is. It's not you. But it's not you. This is like some random person who's running like a workout shop. Wait, Mod. Your name is being psyoped. You've been psyoped. Well, I guess our Mod is a personal trainer now. That's pretty impressive to like find this. Is that samurai sword? Anyways, yeah, it's pretty funny to like see all this. What exactly is Noggy.com? It has this. If you go to Noggy.com, it redirects you to /lander. Oh! Here we go. Hey. Here we go. This is Noggy.com. Okay, here we go. Maybe it's just someone named Steph and has hyperhidrosis. What in the hyperhidrosis? Massive sweating. Listen, okay, that's what I have. Here, look. So this is Noggy.com /lander. So Noggy.com is actually safe too. Noggy.com, interestingly, is just a for sale site. So again, this is usually what happens is somebody will buy the site, they'll have the domain. You then need to call them and email them for details to see how much it is for sale. And what's interesting is that it gets parked, so you don't really know how much it is for sale, but let's see how it is. You have to fill out the form and you need to go to places. What is free learning website for kids? Sprout Software. What is this shit? Lingo Ace. Adapted Mind. These are ads. These are all ads. What is this? Lingo Ace. Chinese Official. Try Chinese class for free. Free learning website for kids. BrandSpot Plus. Book a demo today. Agility PR Solutions. Educational Math. What? But yeah, so basically, when you go to buy a site, it can be pretty expensive, depending on the domain and stuff like that, and how much they want to sell it for. A lot of the time, the prices aren't public, but you can find some domains where the price is public, and they say, okay, it's selling for $2,000 per year because it's a very hot domain. And what usually happens is it's owned by the registrar. Usually, GoDaddy does this, but I think maybe they've changed in recent years. I'm not really sure. And you pay out the nose for it. So there's a lot of interesting things about websites that you don't really think about, and pricing is usually one of the things that usually catch people. It's why I tell people think about the name of your business first, and in a way, forget the website, because the website, even though it's important, you have other ways of dealing with the website, and you can do things like your business name inc.com or your business name something.com. Like I don't know, but like you can do some things to play around with it, but you're never going to be able to get the name of your business if it's too generic, and so you probably want a unique name anyways. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to sort of see that whole world. But good to know that the mod has their own website. And actually, for those of you who don't know, I was somebody did reach out to me to sell their domain to me because they were like, "Hey, we saw you were named this person, so do you want stickthing.com?" And if you weren't here last time, I kept I emailed them with the chat, and I was trying to think of okay what to say and stuff, right? And they so the domain would have costed $678 for stickthing.com. $678 USD. And then I started talking about I need this to peddle my cryptocurrencies, and then she was like, "Hope all is well. Are you still interested in purchasing stickthing.com?" Hi there. It's Stick's wife. He's dead now. He's dead now. He's dead now. He we will not be moving forward with the purchase. I need as much money as I can to pay for his funeral. Sorry for the late notice. I only just gained access to his email account and found out about his secret OnlyFans. Thank you. Anyways, yeah, when you have a name and people try to sell you a website, don't bother. Unless your business makes a lot of money and your website is a primary driver, it's usually not worth it. Like if your business is fully local and thrives off of only local, there's actually no need for a website. You can actually you can get by even easier by just having a newsletter, which you can set up in like something like MailChimp or something, right? Like there's so many different options for you as a business if you're a small business. And when you're a larger business, then you can afford it, then it makes sense. But when you're that small, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, good thing I didn't spend $678, and good thing my wife is here to tell them that I died, so it's good. Anyways, no more talking. I have a song for you all. It's a song that I found recently that I kind of liked the feel of. Let me see if I can find it though. Just give me a second. I might have to turn on my TV to find it. Sorry. It's maybe kind of weird. Do I have to turn on my TV to find it? Yeah, I gotta turn on my TV to find it. Give me a second. Just give me a second. BRB. I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is I can't find the remote, so it's gone. And my wife has only signed on to YouTube on the TV because our TV has YouTube for some reason. The good news is I have a different song for you. Problem is I need to find his name. I don't remember what is his name. Give me a second. But it's a Vietnamese song today because I figured, it's a nice day to play a Vietnamese song. What's interesting is that the Vietnamese songs, there's a lot of different types of styles of them. This one is interesting because it's like, this one, it's a very odd song, the way that he has written it, in the sense of like, it has a mix of Korean in it too. I couldn't really figure out what it was exactly, or why there's Korean in it. Never beating these Asian fetish allegations. Hey, listen, it's. I love Asians. I love Asian people. I love Asians. If I don't love them, then I don't love myself. Again, it's fascinating to sort of see the the mix of Korean in it because it's very sort of discordant with the rest of the lyrics in a way, but only linguistically. The meaning actually kind of makes sense. Well, I don't want to say linguistically. It's almost like because like the two languages have a different way of speaking. So like the way you say the words is a different, but the meaning and the way it's sung actually fits perfectly into the song. It's one of the better ways that you do it. I'm not even gonna pronounce the like name of this because I forget how to. Sorry, my reading is shit. And well you know how it is. It's a song by Eric featuring Mrs. Zero, who I played their songs on this channel before. Mr. Zero is sort of a. It's interesting to sort of think about him, but he got really big off of covers. I want to say it's similar in terms of the methodology around like Yuta singers in Japan, where they focus mainly on cover songs. That's how he got really huge within Vietnam too. I'm pretty sure. And then he started to make his own songs, and he's a very, very interesting person because he composes his own songs, he writes the lyrics, and he plays the piano. And his songs range into very different topics. There's even one about something about him coming out of an anime or like a manga. But this one is really, really good. So please enjoy this song. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's by Eric and Mrs. Zero. It's a very interesting song, right? It's that mix of different languages together that makes me go, huh? Like by the end, I think it's not done very, very well. The pronunciation's a bit like weak, but at the beginning, the pronunciation is actually very, very good, and it flows very, very nicely. It's one of those things that you rarely ever see within songs. Is this idea of mixing different languages? It's very hard to pull off well, because the different languages, the way that you use them is completely different. I think the best example is within hip hop, specifically rap. Like trying to actually like decide what to rap and what to say. It's all dependent on a whole bunch of things that's very language specific. The way you rap in English is very different from the way that you would rap in, in like say in like Mandarin versus Vietnamese versus Korean. It's all different styles effectively. You have a lot of the same similar types of flows, let's say, like the way that you sound, but the way with which you use the words as an instrument of a sort, the way that you use the speaking of it and as an instrument differs. In this one, it's only three words, so it's kind of straightforward to make it work. It's only three Korean words slipped into a song that's like 99.99% Vietnamese, but it still actually works well. It's quite interesting. I always like finding songs like this, songs that sort of like bend the mold and change how you think about the way noises work. It's fascinating to sort of think about the ways that people can make this happen, and sort of the creativity that is going on behind someone's mind to make it fit well. And again, I always like anything that Mr. Cereal's on. I feel like his stuff is really good. His solo stuff is good. His collaboration stuff is really good. I just really enjoy the way that he writes things and composes things. He has a certain style, though it is in many ways very. It can feel very, very. What's the word for? What's the same word for monotheistic but for music? So what is the word monotheistic but not for religion but for music? He's a bit like that, except for his recent stuff, which has gone into a whole different angle. So, it's fascinating to sort of see him collaborate with others and take bits of their style and incorporate it into his own music. Again, good stuff. And Eric, of course, I also like his stuff too, but I haven't listened to his newest stuff since like 2020. So that's now 5 years ago. It's crazy. I feel like the last 4 years have been a blur. So I don't know. Who knows how much I've been missing out on the Vietnamese music sphere? You know what I mean? I'm so behind now. I need to catch up. All my stuff is dated since like 2022, 2023. Maybe a handful of songs from 2024. I need to catch up, man. But then at the same time, it's like how much music can any industry pump out per year, right? The year has just started. Is there already a banger? I have no clue. It's also fascinating sort of listening to music from different cultures in this way when you're not in that culture, because a lot of the ways that you find songs in life, I tend to find is very casual, let's say. Like, you rarely, if ever, find a song without hearing it, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, it's the only way that you'd find a song, but how do you hear Vietnamese music in Canada? It's not as easy as you would think. It's actually quite hard to hear Vietnamese music in the Canada. A lot of places will play songs that are much more old school, in order to sort of like appeal to like a certain audience. Like say like if you're because like let's say if you go to like a restaurant, right? A lot of the restaurants are for the younger folks. Sorry, for the old or for the older folks. The newer hip Vietnamese restaurants are very very like they can have younger songs, but because the music taste for somebody who's younger in general is also defined by what's on the internet, it's an eclectic mix across a bunch of different languages and cultures. So it's not uncommon to hear like Chinese songs, to hear Korean songs, to hear Japanese songs, and to hear Vietnamese songs all playing in one single playlist. Because the younger sort of Asian Asian diaspora is a diaspora makeup. Even the ones that come from Vietnam sort of have like a much more wide musical net. So it's hard to think of like what is a regional delight basically when you're not in that moment every single time, because you can't just hear it walking down the street anymore. You have to like hope that someone plays it for you. And like Canadian music is I don't even know what Canadian music is. A lot of the radio stations just play American music, so it's very interesting. Hello, chat. Hello. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that song. It's always fun to find new songs, and if you have any songs to share, please do share it within the Discord channel. I know I haven't been keeping up with the write-ups on these because I've been busy, but that's coming back soon. So again, we'll be writing more of that. We're moving on to the programming now. But setup is a bit funky. I'll get into it once we get into it, but basically very little is going to change, and the windows will simply appear and disappear. It's going to be like a vanishing act for like Magic, where things just sort of happen to show up and then they don't show up. So bear with me. It's a little finicky in the places because I haven't really figured out a good flow for the programming stuff yet. But I have an idea of what I want to do for the programming stuff to make it smoother. I just haven't gotten there to that point yet. Oh shit! Do I do the rant now or the rant later? There's one rant about signals and observables. I'll do it later. Just give me a second to set things up. That was surprisingly mentally draining. I just kind of forgot how locked in you have to be to decipher certain concepts within programming. Like it's when you play games, right? It's why I say streaming is a very easy job. I don't know anyone who says it's hard. Like there's a difficulty to it. But if you're doing it while you're playing games, it's so easy because you don't use the same portions of your brain almost. Like it feels like you're using a whole different portion of your brain unless you're doing something that requires intense focus. But at least there's something there for the viewers to watch to then focus on, because they're literally seeing the results of your focus by you winning, right? But in programming, you can't see anything. And today I tried doing it in the form of the like a tech interview where you have to vocalize every thought, which I fucking hate by the way. I forgot how tiring that is. Like I just because every interview that I have that where you have to do that, we have to vocalize all your thoughts so they know what you're thinking of. You leave the room feeling like you've done like a 6-hour marathon, but somehow only your brain was worked. And you just kind of feel like all your energy is drained. It's weird. And what's weird though is that you can kind of multitask some things, like it's kind of possible to talk about it, but you see how often I jump topics and I don't even notice because it's like that's the way that your brain works. The way that your brain works and links up concepts. You jump between things so quickly that there's not enough time to vocalize. It's why I find it stupid for interviews too. Like very often for an interviewer, I would rather they just don't talk and just code. And maybe if they want to vocalize for their own sake, they can. But just do your code and I can just look at you, right? Because then you can explain like a million concepts in a single line of code very quickly. Like how I do the inverse of the fraction. That one thing is immediately understandable just by it being like 1 minus the current fraction. It's fascinating to sort of go through all that. It's very painful, to say the least. The programming experience will improve over time. Today was just the first test after having accidentally reformatted my entire machine, but also no longer wanting to show my entire desktop 2 program. And boy, was that painful. Very, very painful. We'll get to a point where it gets better over time, but it's going to take a lot of time, probably. The main things being that we have to figure out some way that the windows manage themselves, which it's going to have to be an OBS plugin, right? Some way that I can just focus on the act of thinking without necessarily feeling awkward about it, which is probably more of a personal thing. And some way that I can sort of plan, discover, and action upon things live in a more structured way, which is more of a project management thing for solo development more than anything, which I don't really have a good flow. Like, I'm probably gonna have to figure out a good way to manage and organize the ideas that come into my mind and the things that I need to do as part of, discovering that as you're working on something. Over time, by not just writing it down, but also, I think, specifically parsing the concept in such a way and defining the requirements in such a way that anybody could read it and understand what needs to be done versus the word slop that I typically do at that high pace. But it's just so annoying because in my head I have everything that I need to do, but I know that I need to write it down because I'll forget. But in the moment, it's like I just want to go at a million miles per hour. It's very hard to do it. As you can tell, I'm just as discursive while programming as I am not programming. And actually, funnily enough, back when I was at the office, that was my biggest problem. It was why I loathed the role of team lead. When they gave me that role, I was like, do you know what you're doing? I asked my boss, I was like, do you understand who you put into this role? Because that's what happens when I'm explaining a concept. And even my coworker who I trained up to be a senior, she was like, hey, that was great and all, but honestly, sometimes the things that you say are incomprehensible. But she was like, thankfully, I'm like you, so it's easy to understand. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, my mind wanders all the time, and I make those big leaps too, and so it's easy for her to make those big leaps with me. But if it was anybody else, I think I'd be screwed. And I've had that experience multiple times where people constantly get screwed. So yeah, it's surprisingly hard to get a good structured flow to thinking. But maybe that's just the reality of programming. Maybe programming, there is no possible structure. It feels like in my mind, programming is an attempt by us to apply a structure to the code and the systems that we create by way of these design documents, by way of these systems that we have painstakingly architected. But it's us wrangling the chaos into some form of structure. Otherwise, it really is as chaotic as electronic signals just firing on and off all the time. So it's also probably just the reality of knowledge gathering in general. It's like, I imagine this is probably what somebody who's a scout for, in your average fantasy anime, the scout for the, fantasy army goes first and they have to improvise a million different things. It's probably the same feeling of you're going into an unknown territory. Not necessarily the programming, but the way that things work within the engine. And you're learning more and more about what exactly you need and the way that it should interact with things. And you have to keep adjusting what you know, but there's no structure to what you discover. It all depends on what problems happen to arise. It's all dynamic. Maybe that's a good learning lesson from all this for my future programming and endeavors, both professional as well as solo. It's also actually interesting to think about that in terms of why programmers do what they do, and in many ways why it is complicated. It's a lot of wrangling chaos. And that's even ignoring the fact that, I have no stakeholders. So there's no one to prove it to. There's nobody that I have to go back to and convene with to be like, hey, are you sure you want this feature? And they go, oh, that? I really changed my mind. Can you build this instead? It's a whole different application, right? If you have that level of chaos too, I think I would go insane. And I have before, and it's called burnout. But I digress. We're going to move on now to Fly Nights. You can tell that I'm kind of slow again now because it's nice to turn my brain off for a bit and just not have to think about too much. It's nice to just be able to just slow my mind and take in the music and wait for the game to start up so we can move on to Fly Night and I can play you a very interesting game That's about a dungeon crawler, and talk to you about the various ranting topics that I had in mind before that I couldn't get to while programming because I'm so busy going through the discovery of what all this stuff is. And that's it for me. Actually, I have to go. Tomorrow's more the same. So again, if you're new here, if you're new in town, we do pretty much the same thing every day. Maybe the programming will be a lot smoother tomorrow. Maybe it won't. I don't know. If any of you are playing Path of Exile later today, let me know because I'm playing it later today with the new league. Okay, we can all play together, but not on stream. I'm done. Goodbye, everyone. See you all tomorrow. We'll actually be on time tomorrow because I don't want to waste too much time. And tomorrow, however, though, actually, tomorrow I might be late because I am doing the early voting thing. So it depends on how long it takes to get there. It's not that bad of a walk, but it really depends on how long it takes to stand in line and get things done. Hopefully, I'm back in time to where I can actually go on stream on time, but we'll see how it goes, okay? Take good care of yourselves, and remember, if you want to take part in some party co-op games, you'll see within the channel, go to the party house. You can even post there if you want to play some Path of Exile with some of the community members. I'm pretty sure most people here do play it, so... Bye, everyone. I'm out. I wonder if I can actually raid someone, because I usually never get to. I usually never get the opportunity to like raid somebody and, you know, raid back, because they all fall asleep before me. And I can't. You know what? Just go watch whoever you want. You know, you don't have to watch me. You don't have to watch anybody. You can just, I don't know, live your life.